Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm getting my phone to make sure that we are live. I know that everybody is used to me coming on live at 6:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Rise and Shine. But today, welcome to Ministry Moments with Minister Amber. So let me first of all make sure that I'm live. Let me do that because I'm doing a whole lot of talking and not sure. Okay, I am live. I am live. All right. So welcome to Ministry Moments with Minister Amber. And what this is this is not really going to be the airtime, but we're just getting started. This is going to be I guess you could say, a show, a live, a broadcast about things that are important to me, that are very close to my heart, where I bring guests at this time to discuss just topics that might be taboo, or topics that, nobody else wants to share, or things that are close to me. So today, who I have with me is someone that is very special to my heart. And her name is, well, I call her Aunt Vanessa, but her name is Vanessa Dickerson. And I'm going to bring her on right now. And what she's going to do is she's going to tell you about herself. But I'm going to introduce her. So let me bring up Aunt Vanessa. So do me a favor. If you're watching this and if you're busy or whatever, I get it. But give us some hearts, share the video, and we're going to be talking about a taboo topic about addiction. So if you have anybody in your life that has ever been addicted, you are yourself or your family is overcoming or has even lost someone to addiction, you want to tag them and you want them to be here. All right. So let's get ready to welcome Miss Vanessa Dickerson.
Hi, everybody.
Is she ready or not? Is she ready?
Hello. I'm excited, y'all. Let's rock.
She's so excited, right? All right, you can see the personality, okay? She was like, hi. All I did was bring her on camera and she was already waving. Okay, she was already waving. This is so awesome. You have people saying hello. You got people watching. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Aunt Vanessa thinks that she's technically challenged in social media. So what I want her to do, did you do it yet? Did you share it?
I shared it. It's on my
Yes, see?
page.
On the
Mhm.
intro, she shared it from the intro. So you said love it. So who I am, I was gonna say what am I? I'm Amber, and pretty much most people know me. But if you don't, I'm Minister Amber Chanel Benet, and I am the founder and face of Amber Chanel Worldwide Ministries, which is a speaking platform. This is a platform that I use to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. It's where I use to get people saved and healed, delivered, and set free. But this is also a platform where I interview people that are very close to my heart, or their organization is close to my heart. This, you don't have to be related to me. I don't really have to know you. I just have to be able to endorse and co-sign what it is that you do. So Vanessa Dickerson is my aunt, and I'm bringing her on here to talk to you, or for her to talk to you, really, because I'm not going to really do too much talking about her organization called USAKS Drive. Did I do it right?
US Drive AKS.
Okay, so I didn't do it right. So let me do it right. US Drive AKS. So what I want you to do is tell us first and foremost, but you can say hi because I know you're excited because she was ready.
Hi.
She hi, but
I
tell
see your
us
sister
who.
Cherie. Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
she's seeing people. She's so
Yeah, Sister
excited.
Pam.
This is
I see
awesome.
y'all. Ebony. Hey.
Let me let her have her moment before she tells you. Say hi to your people. Say hi to
I
your
did.
people.
I said hi. Hello, everybody. And
Okay.
if you're seeing this on my page, come on in, come on in, come on in.
There we
We're
go.
gonna do the do today, okay?
We're gonna do what we do.
We're
So what
gonna
I'm
do
gonna
what we
do
do.
is I'm
Come
gonna
on
mute
in.
myself, but I want you to just share, not your story yet, but share what US Drive AKS is and what it does. Okay.
Okay. US Drive is an organization that helps men in facilities, with addiction in drug facilities. And what we do is provide dignity bags, which you can see behind me is a dignity bag that includes underwear and socks. And maybe any other little thing I might think of. And what we do is we go to facilities. I speak to them. I tell them my story. I'll also bring on somebody else, another encouraging speaker. We're going to give these guys encouraging words. We want them to make it. We want them to make it. Okay. And, um, and then provide them with a dignity bag. Okay. And maybe some other little things. Sometimes I'll take snacks. And when I did my son's birthday, we had cupcakes and balloons. So it depends. So I'm going back out on Christmas. We're going to
Oh,
do
you're going
another
on
thing.
Christmas Day.
Not Christmas Day, the week before Christmas. I'm heading over to New Beginnings of Cedar Knolls in New Jersey.
Okay, awesome. So, what I want you to tell us, and this is just to give some knowledge, some background. My reason why I have you here, let me tell you why. Is it really is not, and I'm saying this with love, but you understand my personality. It really is not because that we're related. It's not because you're my aunt. It
Yeah.
is because what I saw is you took a traumatic situation and you allowed God to work on your behalf and make it triumphant. You actually took pain of what you were going through and you turned it into a passion. So, outside, if you could have been somebody that I didn't know, you could have been related to me or not. I just saw you bloom and blossom from a painful situation. And I said to myself, and I told you that in the kitchen, I will never forget. I was like, I want to interview you because I need people to know that in the midst of trial, tribulation, pain, and heartache, something good can be birthed out of it. And how you have overcome and you're overcoming grief to me is something that I really can't explain. So I said, I'm going to just bring her on here to talk about it. So
Good.
I want to know with the US Drive, AKS, because I got it now, how did it get birthed? How did it come about? That's what I want you to share.
Okay. Well, it came about actually I after I Khalil's death. I kept getting this unction to want to do something. I just wanted to do something, because um, he always had this little thing of talk. Every now and then he would speak about wishing I could have a recovery house and different things like that for people like him specifically. And because we don't get treated right and this and that and the third. And in one of those conversations, he said, Mom, you know what? We were just talking, we were riding in the car. He said, you know what the worst thing is when these guys come in off the street, they could be out there a week to 6 months, not having a shower or whatever. He said, then they get in here in the facilities, be able to take a nice hot shower and don't have clean underwear and socks. He said, that is just so embarrassing for them. He said, me, I have you. So I always have everything that I needed. I never was in a facility without. But what I would do is I would give my underwear and socks to someone, a pair of underwear or socks to someone who did not have. And I know to us it sounds unsanitary, but I always say to them, it was a blessing. So I never forgot what he said. So somewhere along the line, and because I was wrestling with this thing, I mean, I'm going into like 2 years now, I'm wrestling. I want to do something, but I did not want to take on a huge project. Or so I thought, a huge project. I just wanted to do something. So of course I called my pastor and mentor and we talk about it and I told her that story. She says, well, why don't you do an underwear and sock drive? That's what I did. I took that information, and his birthday was coming up like 6 months later. And on his second anniversary of his death, I went on Facebook Live. And now I don't do any of those kinds of things. I scroll Facebook, this, that, and the third, but I better go live. And I went live and I told the people what I wanted to do for his birthday, which would have been the following March 15th this year. And oh my gosh, overwhelming. The people, like, supported me like none other. Like my house became a warehouse. The United Parcel people, UPS and FedEx, people were sending me things, just like that. I put it out there. So that's how it. And then, and it was like a little small thing I was doing. It was a trial. I was just celebrating his 45th birthday, and we went to a facility that he used to attend, which I thought was, worthy because I liked them, and they're called Stop and Surrender in Philadelphia, and we celebrated his birthday, and I gave away underwear and socks and bags, and like I said, cupcakes for us. We celebrated his birthday. We had a speech, and I spoke to them because I want to speak to these guys. I want them to know.
Well, hold on. Let me stop you right there because I want
I'm getting
you're
carried away.
no, you're not getting carried away at all. You're
Okay.
not getting carried away at all. But not everybody knows who your son is. There's people that are watching that have no, they're like, okay, what are we talking about? Like he's not here. What's going on? There's bags, there's underwear, there's socks, there's facilities, there's all of that part. So sometimes I think we're like, yeah, everybody knows. Not everybody knows. So I want you to kind of
Yeah.
give us a part two of your story of he's your son, and now what?
He's my son. His
Hmm.
name is Aaron Khalil Smith. And as he used to say about himself, he was legendary. Funny, smart. Now, he wasn't your typical addict because my son wasn't, I should say typical. He wasn't your 24/7. Okay, so he had plenty of clean time. He had plenty of facility time. Just the relapses kept occurring. But yeah, um, Khalil, went through several facilities. He did well. And because he was intelligent, not that anybody else was intelligent, but I always told him his purpose was to help other people, was to help other men in the same predicament as himself. That was his purpose. I know it was his purpose. And if he had sought out his God given purpose, I believe, of course, he would still be here. Excuse me. Because every facility that he went to,
You need to get some
they had
water.
him, you know, running groups, doing the sessions. He knew the program front and back. So that was my son, and he made it all the way through a program to a point where he was able to receive he had his own apartment, and he just, and that's, he had his struggles. I don't know what other parts of him you want me to talk about.
Well,
It's because I
basically,
got
just
42
to
years. It's a lot.
it is a lot,
Mhm.
because you talk about this now. You now have a show where, what is it, Thursdays at 12 noon,
Yes,
called Perfect Conversations with Vanessa, right? And what's the rest of it? Because I don't want to get it wrong.
the men who are addicted and the women who love them.
The men who are addicted and the women who love them. That is where she comes on Facebook Live and talks about whatever it is that anybody could be going through, of what you're going through when you are loving someone who has an addiction. So with that, just to catch you all up to speed, her son passed away, and it was due to an overdose. And
Overdose.
how you have now, and I'm not just going to say coping, because when we use the word cope, people always look at it negative, and coping is not is not a bad thing at all. Is now you have turned that pain, that heartache into now I'm going to give everybody underwear and socks who could possibly need who could possibly need them, to the point that your whole house was a warehouse that you were like, do I need to get a U-Haul? Like, what do I need to do? And with that, I want you to share, because you do talk about this on your show, and you talk about self-care, and you talk about loving them and different things. But I just want you to kind of just share right now from your heart of what it's like, because some people have been married to people in addiction. Some people, that might be their father. It could be anything. But I want you to share from your heart as a mother of what that is like. And, what is too much? Because you said something yesterday, Vanessa, and I couldn't write it down. I have to go back to your Facebook about something about you did what you could when you, because
Mhm.
now you don't have any regrets. I
Mhm.
don't know the phrase that you used or how you did it. No problem. You
I
need to
did what I could live with.
you did what you could live
I
with.
did what I could live with.
You did what you could live with. That was so powerful.
Yeah.
But I want you to share for a few minutes from your heart of what it really is being like, because there's somebody that might not be watching right now, but they may catch the replay, and they maybe go, I know there's some. First of all, I'm going to tell somebody that I know that needs to watch it. I the Thank you, Lord. Somebody needs to watch this,
Hmm.
because they are very discouraged because of their child. Now, not everything ends in an overdose. It doesn't.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
Exactly.
However,
And I pray to God it doesn't.
you
Yeah.
pray to God that it doesn't. But
Hmm.
while they are still here, share from your heart how you've made it through. How did you deal with it? Because I know that it's not easy, because I've had family member, he's my cousin, and I've had other families that are addicted. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing today? But from a mother's heart, though, what
Yeah.
do you want to share?
Yeah. From a and it was many years, from the age, in his 20s. I'm gonna say when he actually, started using chemicals, crack cocaine and going off and gone for a few days. It started off just little bit, little by little, and little things would happen, and but as it intensified, going like he going into facilities and or being out there on the street. Um, it was all different situations, and him living with me and taking off, and he's gone for 2 3 days and don't know if he's dead or alive, or because he would disconnect, and he disconnected because he did not want to hear me try to talk him out of doing what he wanted to do. It wasn't the fact that he didn't care, because many uh, loved ones think that, but they just don't care about me. They love the drug more than me. No, they do care about you. That's why they don't connect, because they know that they're hurting you. So, in the midst of, they don't want to. They don't want to do it. So, for Khalil, he's had a whole lot of different things we went through, a whole lot of different things. Things like him going to jail, and it started from something as simple as, to him, as simple as stealing from a store, and it was just a shoplifting charge. Now he had several of those. All they did was tap his hand. This one time, um, the security guard tackles him. He fell. He scraped up his arm, and because he was injured, that shoplifting charge turned into robbery. That cost him. It cost him. So okay, we go through this couple of years of this thing. They call themselves putting him in a program with the state. And it was actually a part of the prison. Went through that, and then with ankle bracelet, and I'm talking about every almost everything that you can imagine. But I have to say, through all the things, God watched over him, because every situation could have been worse. It could have been worse. He kept him. He kept him through some of those situations, and then he switched up on me. Not on me. He switched up his drug of choice to meth, which was that was I didn't even know. I couldn't even tell because he was away from me. He went to New York, supposedly in a program that was going to help him and get him, a place. And it would if he had followed the program. But he got caught up with meth, and I had no idea. My son changed to somebody completely I did not know. But I wasn't. Oh, I didn't know what it was. His voice changed. I mean, everything. It changed. Um, I went to see him, and the most uh, horrible thing, he had needle marks all up and down his arms, and it's almost like he didn't even care. He didn't even. I mean, he not that he didn't even care that I saw them. He couldn't. He was just so far gone that he just wasn't even aware of what was happening, what it did to me, and it hurt me so bad that I could not sit with him. I could not visit with him. I told him I need to go home. I just wanted to go home because I couldn't look at him in that condition anymore. And then he did tell me what it was, but I still was not familiar with this drug. But I cried all the way down the New Jersey Turnpike into to Delaware from New York, and talking to my mom. I just cried. It hurt me so bad. And so anyway, eventually he came back home. He suffered from severe paranoia. He would call me, and with talking about they're chasing me and they're following me, and he would spend a whole day from the train to the bus, from borough to borough, running from these people that in his mind they were everywhere he went. Severe paranoia was it was pretty bad, and eventually, and this went on. I'm going to say for a good 6 months. I wanted to bring him home, but I couldn't bring him home because of my home situation, and I had to protect my mom and all. But I couldn't bring him home. So, but one night he called me so scared, saying they're going to kill him. They're going to kill me. I know they're going to kill me, Mom. They're going to kill me. I seen the body bags and the body bag and everything. Remember the clothes that I lost? They were in those. He said, those sealed up bags. They had them in their house, and just please come get me. So I gathered up my brother-in-law, who is a about 28-year clean, 28-year. He grabbed up a couple of his fellow people that he meets with every week, and we went to New York, and we went and we got my son, and he unrecognizable. Brought him back here to went straight to the hospital, and they kept him, and he was on the and on this psych ward for 7 days, and I had to bring him home. My mom said, "Bring him home." We're looking at somebody that's sick, not somebody that's on drugs. Somebody that's sick,
That's sick, that needed
that
something.
needed to care for. He could not care for himself.
Yeah,
And
and that's a whole different situation right there than just being on drugs or
yes,
taking drugs. But when it gets to that point, it's like, okay, what do we do now? And I want you to speak to that comment that you made that was so powerful. And you kind of just touched on it, but I want to know from your heart when you said you did what you could live with, because you said now that he is no longer here, you don't have any regrets. While you miss him, that's obvious,
yes,
but you did what it is you could
what I
live
live
with.
with.
What does
Yes,
that mean though to
and
you?
yeah. After after that that drug affects your brain. It destroys parts of your brain. So I lost part of my son. You know, he could not function, the way that he used to. So he tried, to hold a job and different things. He's like, and he realized, Mama, I can't, my I can't think like I used to. I can't do like I used to. Um, Even with taking tests and different things, which he could ace at any almost any test, I can't do. My mind don't work like that anymore. So I had to help him, and I would help him. You get comments and things from people. You need to just, you know, cut him off, and I wouldn't do this for him, and I wouldn't do that for him, and this, that, and the third. I did what I thought I could live with. And that's all I thought. I said, I don't care what anybody else said. If he called me up and said I need $20, I'll give him $20. And not necessarily for drugs, because he always said to me, Mom, not always, but there was a time in his life he would say, I don't use the money that you give to me for drugs. Number one, $20 is not going to get me what I want. Okay. So he's like, that's not gonna give me what I want. So if you give me $20 and I say I'm gonna go get something to eat with it and a pack of cigarettes or something, that's what I'm gonna do. So I bought him cigarettes. I would ship him cigarettes, in the facility, out of the facility, provided him, with spending money and clothes. And I mean, I took care of him. But that's what I chose to do. And I didn't just give him anything he wanted. It was necessities. I gave him the necessities of
That's
life,
beautiful.
and I did it because that's what I wanted to do. And I said, if he left me today or tomorrow, how would you feel? How would I feel that I didn't give him $10 to go get something to eat? You know, there were times he would call me and he's starving, or there were times he'd been out there for 3, 4 days and have not had anything to drink, and he was dehydrated. He said, "All I want is a bottle of water. Tell me." I'm going to tell him, "No, no, I'm not." So I did what I could live with, and when my son passed, I had absolutely no regrets, about what I should have, could have, would have done. So that's that.
That, yeah, you got me there with the no regrets.
No
Because
regrets.
the truth of the matter is, I mean, we have comments blowing up on here like never before. I mean, it's crazy on here in a good way. Um, but the mere fact that you can say, I don't have a regret.
None.
You can sleep at night,
Yes, I can.
in the midst of the grief and missing him and all of that. But you have taken something that was so dear to him, and it's really how he's still living on. I mean, he has a whole organization. He has a whole he has socks. He has everything. So,
Yes,
I
he
want
has
to first
socks.
he
He
does.
even have socks.
He has socks, right? There's socks with his name on them, okay? Underwear and socks, which was his passion. His initials are on those socks, right? He's still alive because even though he is not here, because it is a battle, it is a struggle. And while we want our family members to overcome, and why don't you just stop? Nobody wakes up in the morning and your aspiration is I'm going to be a drug addict.
Exactly.
That's not like when you're
Exactly.
signing up for
You
the
don't know
risk
how
of job.
bad they want to stop. They want to stop too.
It's the truth anyhow.
Hmm.
Okay, we have people that are even in the on Facebook that are saying that they understand the challenge, they understand the struggle. They were on drugs and they're here, and this is needed. It's needed for many reasons because there's some parents out there that have lost their children and they're holding themselves mentally hostage
Yes.
because they didn't overcome the addiction. Then there's parents out here that are like, I don't speak to my kids. The blessing is it's so many ways, right, that we can look at this
Yeah.
because your son always kept in contact with you.
Yes.
There's some people's children that they haven't seen or heard of years. So it's like, what would you rather have? A child that you know every couple of days or every week or so calls you and says that, hey, I'm still alive, and you're like, thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Or the child that you haven't talked to at all and you don't know if they're dead or alive. Or you're like praying, am I going to hear from him today? There's so many things that I believe in my heart that somebody like that would go through. But the blessing of it and the celebration of it is not his addiction. You did what you could live with. I want you to stick with that forever, because that is a powerful statement, because I believe in my heart somebody got free. Somebody maybe is
Yeah.
saying, you know what, I'm not going to,
I've even
or I'm not
shared
going to do
that
that. Go
with
ahead.
someone else, and about their child, and it wasn't even their child didn't even use drugs. It was a whole nother type of situation, and they felt as though they had to. It was, how can I put it this way? It was someone that their child lived in one of their houses, and they rented. They weren't paying them like they could, and I'm gonna put her out, and I'm going to take her to court and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to have the court take the judge take her, put her out, and da 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 da. And I just said to her, the only thing I need to tell you is this: do what you can live with. If it makes you feel good putting her out on the street, do what you can live with. If you would feel better about knowing where she is and that she has somewhere to live, even though you go through the battle of collecting your rent monthly, do what you can live with. And the child is still there. Okay.
See? So do what you can live with has become your slogan, your tagline, and all these types of things, because I made it that way, because I'm like, that's powerful, right? So where people are asking how they can support, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. So thank you so much for even sharing. So because of this loss, right,
Yeah.
you're allowing him to live again by
Yes.
helping others.
Yes.
Right? And that's a blessing. That's powerful within itself, and I know that it does your heart good. So you have a bag back there, a dignity bag, because I love that. It's a dignity
It's
bag.
a dignity
A
back.
dignity bag.
Exactly.
So what I want to do is I want you to get one of those bags, unless you have the items out of it. But you have the bag, right? You got your bag. Oh, it's in there. Okay. And you have socks, right?
Yeah. These are, I branded, and my brand name, of course, is the US Drive.
Hmm.
And these I've had socks made, and I want to give them a positive message. So when they put these socks on, I want y'all to excuse me.
Grab some
Um,
water. You're okay. I'm going to
but when
put your
they put
trash
them on,
in there. Hmm.
the word this says "look up," and this is what I want them to do. I don't want them to look down. I want them to look up and just thank God for another day,
Right.
for another day of being clean. So the dignity bag will include a pair of these, one pair, and we're starting off this year with one pair, and
Hmm.
other socks. I
Right.
usually give 2 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of underwear, but they're going to get a logo a branded pair of socks. And I didn't get my underwear yet, but they're going to get one pair of branded underwear that's going to have the same logo on them.
And that's gold, because you have a nice hot shower, something to eat, and you can put on a nice pair of underwear and some socks. They will feel like new money.
Yes,
Okay. And them things is going to be prayed over and oiled down and anointed and everything
exactly.
else. You don't know what lives you're saving and what lives you're changing.
Yeah.
So I want to make know though, is the dignity bag, if somebody wants to donate, before I put this in the information and I give it to someone, is it your cash app, the US Drive AKS? Is that it?
US, yeah, the Cash App.
Yes, Cash App,
Yeah,
US Drive AKS.
US
And my
Drive AK.
question is, how much is the dignity bag?
The dignity bags are $25.
Okay, so $25. Okay, and you also mentioned now that somebody that could do it in honor of someone.
Yes, you can do it in honor of, because it's for Christmas, at Christmas time, and it could be at any time really. But I thought it kind of cute, to, or meaningful, not cute, meaningful for someone that has lost someone, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, from drug use. Just lost someone,
Hmm.
and they can give a dignity bag in their honor,
Hmm.
because I do this in honor of my son, and they
Right.
can and I'm going to put like a Christmas tag on it that is from that person.
Okay, so when they cash app you and they put that in there, do they put the person's name that
Yes,
it's in honor of? So
yes,
you need to put in honor of
in honor of,
in the comments,
in
correct?
the comments.
Okay, I got
Yes, and I will make sure
it.
that you have a bag, um, with your loved one's name on it. That bag is given to that man
Mhm.
from your loved one.
Okay.
It's like
Awesome.
them giving them a gift.
Got it. And you received mine yesterday or the day before?
I didn't look.
You didn't check.
I
Okay.
didn't check
I'm
because
like,
I don't yet.
okay.
It's
Well,
a whole different email, and I have to get, like, especially now, a whole different email, and I have to get used to checking that email
yes,
on
you
a regular
do,
basis.
because I sent it yesterday. So I donated my dignity bag
Yeah,
yesterday. Yes,
thank
I do
you.
believe I did. I want to make sure I have to go through it, but I'm like, but I saw the Cash App here. So if anybody would like to donate a dignity bag in honor of someone, or just put it from yourself because you want to support this organization to be able to bless someone at this time, then I did put the information there as well in the comments that you're welcome to do that. All right. So the point of all of this, the reason why I wanted to do it is I felt that your organization needed to get some notice. All right,
Thank
I
you.
did. I felt it needed to get some notice. Not everybody has a something that they give away. Not everybody has an organization. They might just have a story. So if you desire to, and I'm saying this, if you desire that you want to be on my show, Ministry Moments with Minister Amber, then you may or you may not know how to reach me. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my email as well, and you're welcome to do that. Actually, I'm going to put my website in here, and you can send me a message, message me to up here, because I'm going to have some of you on here as well. All right, but let me put that in here because you're going to be receiving probably some cash apps. So you got to get that opened up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to get, listen, it's November and you got to get these tags ready. So
Yes.
you're not opening it up, and you may be pleasantly surprised, and you're going to be up all night the day before your event writing all these little Christmas tags out. You can get started because you see what happened before. The UPS and the FedEx and the
Oh,
Postal Service.
they were giving. I mean, the day of, even the day after. Um, it was awesome. It was the
Mhm.
best thing ever, ever. But yes, I have to get my bags. I have to start filling my bags
Yes, you
and
do.
getting it together for these men. And the thing is, when I go to these facilities, I actually look at them as everyone. Tell them, every one of you represent my son to me. You know, you represent him, and just as I did for him, I want to do for you.
Mhm.
The the most that I can. But this is where we are right now.
It's more
Um,
than what they probably have had, and
yes,
it's not used.
exactly. It's not
It's
used.
it's not you. It no, it because you gotta look now, okay,
Yes,
great. And then you're looking at people that are overcoming. So you might give them all of these things and they may not last them a long time. So you're giving, you know what I mean? So you're giving them what they need for the night, for the moment, to be a blessing. So
yes.
it is not
To be a
about the
blessing.
quality, the quantity right now. It is about the quality and the anointing of God that is on those underwears,
Yes,
the underwear, socks, and bag.
yes.
Before we go as well, I
And I
want you
just
to
want to
bring out,
make one more point.
that's fine, because I
Um,
want you to bring out your book too,
yeah,
because we're
one
right
more
on schedule.
point.
Hmm.
Um, I give to the men who attend, who actually come out, as I feel as though they actually came. But these dignity bags are actually for incoming. So I leave enough underwear and socks. I leave more underwear and socks than I give away that day because they're for the men who come in that don't have anything. That's the whole purpose. But I feel as though it's because they come and they get to let me talk to them and they celebrated with us and whatnot or with me, I think they were deserving also. But the whole point of it is to leave the facility with enough for men coming in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. Look, I'm giving you a hand clap because that, I mean, you got a whole thing going on over there because you got to fill out stuff and everything. Me, I talk. Hey, come on my show. You got all, you have all the work now, but praise God, that's what I'm here for. But before we go, we're getting off of here in probably about 3 to 5 minutes because I did want to keep this. We are right on schedule. So thank you, Lord. I want you to bring out your book. I have mine too, but you know how many books I have? I was like trying to get it. I was
Uh,
also trying to wear a shirt, and I was like, I didn't want to
so from this,
say nope to dope.
say no to dope. So also from this tragedy to triumph came out a book. I birthed a book. This book is for our young folks. Okay, I believe in, they say cut it off at the knees. Well, I want to cut them off at the ankles. Okay, they need this information. I want them to learn some things about uh, what drugs can do. What can you do if you happen to get caught up, or if you see a friend, or if it's even your parent? You recognize. I want them to recognize. I want them to be able to uh, know where to go for help. So I wrote this book, and it's for preteens on up. Um, Even an adult can read this book, you know, and or the parents of the, if they don't have a lot of information, they can read this book also. But yeah, I birthed this book because I care. I want the kids to know. Before the streets teach them, I would like to teach them what drugs is about.
That is good. Before the streets get to them, let me get this book and I'll read it to you. I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to drop your link to the US Drive AKS because what I want to do is I want to make sure that everybody is following you. Okay. I want to do that. So I'm going to drop your link. So give me a second here, everyone. Drop your link there. Make sure you're following her. If the Lord impresses upon your heart and you feel that you want to be a blessing, her information is also in the comments to be able to get one of those dignity bags in the hand of someone
Yes.
that needs them.
Yes.
And you can do it in honor of someone as well.
Yes.
So I want to say thank you, first of all, for you accepting the invitation at, well, I'm not going to say it's the last minute. I didn't give her much time. I was just like, look, can you do this day? I was like, what's the dates that we said? And she gave it to me. And I was like, can we do this at 2? She was like, okay. I gave her no prep work.
Nope.
I did not tell her what we were discussing. All I just said is, here, take this invite link and come on this restream. And then I'll let you know what to do. And because I wanted this to be a moment from her heart that she shared and not overthinking of whether or not I'm going to say the right thing. So this
Exactly.
was totally unscripted. But I want to say thank you so much for sharing your heart. If you want to follow the US Drive AKS, the link is in the comments. If you would like to follow her, you're welcome to do that as well. You can send her a friend request or follow her, and she comes on Thursdays, every Thursday at 12 noon. Perfect conversations with Vanessa. Now you say the rest of it. The men who are
The
addicted,
men who are addicted and the women who
women
love
who
them.
love them. I got it. Okay, I
Yes,
wanted to
the
make
men
sure I
who are
was right.
addicted and the women
And the
who
women
love. them.
who love them. Follow her, get some nuggets, get yourself together. Know that you are not alone. And this is my
Absolutely
auntie.
not.
You're not. She's going to
Absolutely.
help you by just sharing her journey of transparency. So
Yeah.
for me, those of you that know me, I'm Minister Amber. And this is right here. It's a different, this is not rise and shine devotional time, although we're shining with these yellow earrings. All right. We're shining away. But what you have come upon now is ministry moments with Minister Amber. So thank you so much for being the first guest to
And
appear.
thank you for having me. I enjoyed this. I'll come back.
You she said, I'm a book myself and I'm gonna come back.
I'll
But
come back.
thank you. I
But
love
this
it.
is
I love
awesome.
it.
I thank you,
You're welcome.
because this is near and dear to my heart. It really, really is, and I want everybody to know. Um, I'm working myself. I'm learning, how this social media thing. So I'm learning and how to get out here. But this is going to be great, and I really appreciate it.
You're more than welcome. So to everyone that joined us, we saw you and we love you both. Okay, this is awesome. Miss Donna, you want to catch the beginning of it. It's only 45 minutes. Okay, so we have everybody that's here. We have lots of comments. I will get to y'all, but I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for spending a
Yeah.
little bit of your time with me this afternoon, to everybody that's watching, and for also to you. So I love you all. We're signing out. We love you. Have
See
the
ya.
best and rest of your afternoon, and we will talk to you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.